Hi, I'm Stephanie Birdsall, and I'm looking forward to sharing with you the different ways that I started painting. We're going to work with 4 underpaintings today, and then we'll pick one and follow the painting all the way through, starting with the still life. So we're going to work with a value sketch, monochromatic, complementary color, and local color. And we'll start with those 4 and then choose one. So let's get started. When I am setting up a still life, I try and have my subjects different sizes. One of the problems with grocery store fruit is that very often it's all the same size, so it's a little awkward, but I like to look for different shapes of things. Let's try this over here. See, I'm creating mass here. I'm really working not to draw a line. I just want simple shapes. And some are going to be a little darker than others based on the pressure that I put down. So now I'm going to use the alcohol and paint this in and see what happens. So let's go with this. See, it makes a really nice transparent light underpainting. Some people use watercolor. I don't. I like to have as little with me as possible, especially because I can go out, I can take this outside plein air, I can go anywhere with it because I use so few materials. Also, I like to have this start to set up my whole underpainting on my panel here. So I'm very happy for it to go outside the lines. I think going outside the lines is great. One of the ways to know if you're doing this lightly enough is to take one of your pastels. I'm going to use the ochre here and make sure that's dry, and just gently drag it with even pressure all the way down. As long as you can see through it, you can continue to blend it. And just for fun, we'll put another color over it right now. I'll put yellow over it. You can see how the ochre's coming through that. Let's do a little bit of green on it. A little pink. So when you look at this, you can see how the green and the gold are coming through that, and if you were to step back, you'd find it starts to make a broken color. Now, because of the pressure, we have this little pattern in it right now. There may have been some wet underneath it, but I can either build up this way, which I'll do down here, or I can just take it and, for the sake of this painting, because we don't need the broken color up there, I can just blend it all together. And I still have clean color. I haven't made anything dirty because it's been so light. I listen to my students when they're painting, and if they're going, I know they're making the same stroke all the way through their painting, and so I listen to see if they're doing, or if they're doing some of, the more, it's just like painting with a brush. Your strokes speak. So when you have a lot of short strokes, things tend to look busier. When you have some long, graceful strokes, especially with something like a pear going around it, or this peach, your eye tends to follow that stroke, and it's a softness that can be really beautiful. I know I've got to have a shadow under there, under these guys, so let's put some of that in and see what happens when we get some dark underneath. It will work in. Again, with the hard pastel, I am really using like a blender. Put a little back here. I want to drop that, so that'll work. I used a dark soft. Then I'm going to try this ochre to feather it out. Might take too much out, but I don't, it's not a real hard shadow up front here because of the fact that we have the multi-light sources, even though we're trying to look like we just have one. It definitely affects our shadows. So let's come in here with a little of this red again, the purple underneath. Now, a nice little thing that's happening, there's a little bit of light coming right in against that. So let's find a lighter color that is going to work in this space, but not attract a lot of attention. Too gray. Let's try this.